It's gotten worse, Doctor. Every few months, these daily life hallucinations occur. They're not fully developed hallucinations of a whole story, just brief glimpses of a story. No more than 2 pages worth, sometimes with or without a punchline. And recently, these hallucinations have even started to take on flirtational variations. They're becoming so frequent, I'm beginning to worry about my mental state and how it affects my quality of work. There's just not enough material to work on these 2 small pages to make anything worthwhile. I'm worried I'm gonna let down my subscribers. I think I'm developing a fear of daily life segments. They haunt me throughout the week like they're supposed to be full-length chapter stories, but they aren't. And I think they're causing me to lose my power to make videos. Here, let me try something. I'm Moonlight150, and this is my overview of the latest 100 Girlfriends chapter, Chapter 211. Be sure to support the official release of the series in your region, as well as the Scanlation team that puts in the hard work to keep bringing this series to us as it comes out. But look, nothing started. Earl would have done some cool transition to start the chapter by now, and yet, nothing. Are daily life segments my kryptonite? Okay. Maybe if I take a deep breath and retrace my steps from the past week when these daily life hallucinations started haunting me, I'll be able to work through these snippets of stories and get my groove back. Alright, let's see. They started... last Tuesday. I had this hallucination that I'll call abnormally similar, close but no cigar, where Himika and Meru are walking down a hallway, and Himika talks about how she doesn't take the lids off of Yakult bottles, and that she drinks it through a hole that she makes with a toothpick. I mean, don't most kids do that? Can't tell you how many times I've skewered the bottom of a Capri Sun or stabbed the eye of the cow on a bag of milk in the school cafeteria, many times throughout my youth. But deciding to play along with Himika, Meru says that she is someone full of a childlike fairy tale-y innocence, which in Himika's mind just translates to Meru calling her abnormal, and she's more than happy to hear that. Oh, did you see that, Doc? The video transitioned! Oh, I actually might be able to do this. We might be onto something, hold on. Let me see if I can recall some more. Where was I after that? Yes, Wednesday. I had another hallucination. Eldest Bancho of today versus the feeblest bunny in history. It was a story of how Saki was going around challenging people to arm wrestling and losing because of how weak she is. Even coming up with excuses like gravity working against her or whole household appliances flew into her eye. That's gotta be one of the weakest excuses she has said yet. How often are kitchen appliances just flying around? What was that? Huh, must have been the wind. And wanting to cheer Saki up, Shizuka, knowing that she is weak too, offers to arm wrestle Saki to make her feel better. And after a bit of a struggle, Saki does win. Her first win in arm wrestling, in fact. And though we, the audience, and every other member of the family thought Shizuka threw the match for Saki's sake, turns out she did win fair and square, but it was a closer match than she was expecting. And Shizuka will most likely take that to her grave. See, this is what scares me the most about these snippets. Why did that end? That could have been a whole chapter. Okay, focus. I gotta get through the whole week. Yes, I remember. Next, I was shopping out for mattresses and another hallucination came to me. Comrades in search of the best nap spot. Nemu and Tama have started bonding over their mutual interest in napping, with Nemu showing Tama her favorite spot as the sun hits the bench just the right kind of way this time of year. After a quick cat nap, Tama wishes to repay the favor by showing Nemu her favorite spot, which happens to be laying on Yaku's lap on the school rooftop. But worrying that since Nemu is quite a bigger person than Tama, she worries that it would be problematic for Yaku. But after getting FOMO from seeing how comfortable Tama is, Yaku welcomes Nemu to join her, and they end up enjoying their nap together on Yaku's lap. Okay, I'll admit, maybe not all of these are full chapter worthy snippets. This one definitely works as a daily life. But who knows, maybe there was a whole story there that I could have developed. I blame that my hallucination here was interrupted by me getting kicked out of the mattress store after I took a nap in there. Let's see, after the mattress store, I was walking down the street and there was this street musician. He wasn't really good, but he had a cute dog with him. That's right, it gave me an idea for my next book, The Wandering Minstrel and the Great Detective. That title alone would make you think this is about some particularly clever duo, wouldn't it? Isn't that funny? It's exactly what I thought to myself, much like when I hallucinated Uto talking about how people wish to be serenaded by a bard's ballad, and how the wind carries the fragrance of those who yearn to hear the performance. But hearing the word fragrance catches Hasua's attention, as she doesn't smell anything, and is then amazed that Uto can smell something that even she can't. And remember, Hasua can even smell blood underwater. But to Uto and Hasua, this sounds like a call for adventure as they head off to find mysteries to solve. Which they didn't, much like how my editor didn't approve of my story about a wandering musician and a detective solving crime together, and I got kicked out of the publisher's building. But after I got kicked to the curb by my publisher, I found myself wandering down a sketchy alleyway, and a drug dealer came up asking if I wanted to buy anything. Being the Boy Scout that I am, I politely refused. But seeing his huge assortment of drugs, including edibles, this did cause me to have a hallucination, which I'll simply call Mad Scientist versus Mad Gambler. As Kusuri finds Momoha passed out in her tent from starvation, as payday is so far away and there's nothing to eat in Yamame's garden, Kusuri offers some edible drugs to satiate her hunger, but it only has a 66% chance of doing so, and another 33% chance of making your stomach pain even worse. Well, that's better than my usual odds on banners in Genshin. Wait, what happens with that remaining 1%? But never telling Momoha the odds, she decides to roll the dice and take the whole bottle. And these edibles got a cool mintiness to them, but that seemed to hit the spot as Momoha is feeling all the better. But after Kusuri asks how she's feeling, it seems like her terrible luck catches up to her with the side effects. Ah, so it is just like my luck in Genshin. After taking out another loan from my bank to keep my Genshin pulls going, I remember next I was walking past a dog park. The look on my face can only be called uncommon countenances because of the look of bewilderment on my face. And that's when it hit me. Hikari and Chiyo were out walking their dog when they came across one another and decided to let their dogs play with one another, with our first appearance of Wantaro since his debut. After the dogs play a bit together, Hikari can't help but notice how different Chiyo is while playing with her dog than she normally is, who is usually a bit more uptight. And the reverse of that is also true as Chiyo comments on how she is seeing a new side to Hikari as she is no longer drooling or trying to coax Rentaro into banging on the school rooftop. Alright, I can feel it. I'm getting over my dread of daily life segments. Just a few more to go. Let's see, what did I do next that triggered them? Right after that, I went to go lay on a nice grassy hill for my afternoon owl nap. But when looking up at the bright blue sky, there was not a cloud on that forehead. And it reminded me of Mimimi, much like how in the next hallucination I had, where Mei was observing Mimimi's naturally beautiful forehead, as it reminded her much like a vase in the Hanazono mansion. Except that it's so perfect and dust-free that Mei is actually kind of disheartened that there is no need to dust it. But the god of dust must have heard her plea, as an honored speck of dust comes blowing onto Mimimi's forehead, which causes her to fall over at the disgrace of being bespeckled by dust. But Mei jumps into action to clean up her forehead, much like the vase itself. Okay, let's see. I was then awoken from my nap from my mother calling me, but I couldn't be bothered as that triggered yet another hallucination, involving Mai and Kishka as they acted not motherly but sisterly towards one another. Another day, another tumble from Mai, but this time Kishka is there to catch her. And Mai's bisexualism isn't just for Mei as her heart starts racing for Kishka. But not wanting to admit it even to herself, Mai starts tsundereing all over the place and hits Kishka's baby mode button that is conveniently placed on her head. And Kishka's baby mode asks if she's mommy, but in Mai's mind she'd rather be called mommy than little sister as sister is reserved only for Mei. And Kishka calling out for mommy summons you-know-who. Okay, I think that was everything I did last week, but I'm still only remembering things 2 pages at a time. What else was there? Oh right, after my nap I was wandering around town because I heard a Roit Matsuri festival was going on, but when I took a shortcut through that same sketchy alleyway again, I came across a dead body. Which wasn't a good look as that was also when the cops arrived. And I sat there at the police station hallucinating about how Matsuri went up to the rooftop to meet everyone, only to find Usa-chan's dead body. Guess all those times she screamed death by desolation wasn't just a bit. And as angels above try to take Usa-chan with them, Matsuri becomes a one-woman festival with her own after-images, which brings Usa-chan back to life from a lonely grave. And she properly thanks Matsuri for her hard work. And you know what, Doc? That's how I ended up here. Mandatory therapy after hallucinating while at a police station. Oh, I feel much better now. Guess all I had to do was just talk it out. I got over my anxiety of daily life chapters. I can now confidently look into that camera for my subscribers and tell them, I've been Moonlight150, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future content, just like any good content creator can. Maybe daily life chapters aren't so bad after all. Now, bring me the next full chapter. I can handle anything. Wait, a baby chapter? How can this be? We're like 5 girlfriends too early for that reoccurring gag. No, 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 no!